fast.
Good evening, everybody. We're joined by the Wichita State Shockers. Representing them will be head coach Jody Adams and student athletes Jamila Bonner, Kelsey Jacobs, and Alex Harden. We'll first open with an opening statement from Coach Adams, followed by questions for the student athletes. After those questions are complete, we'll dismiss the student athletes, and then you may direct questions toward Coach Adams. So, Coach, take us away with the opening statement.
Well, obviously, you guys know how it is playing your opponent for the third time, and you know each other so well. We knew this would be a battle starting out, and depending on how our team would settle into the changes that they had made offensively and defensively would dictate how this ball game would flow. And I thought Missouri State did a nice job of making some adjustments, which we had to make adjustments. So it took us a little bit, I thought, to get into our flow offensively. I give our defense great credit, second half and really throughout the game of turning Missouri State over 27 times. We continued to hassle them, keep them off balance, and not let them settle into their half-court, offensive plan. So I have to give our defense credit there. But we had some big players step up tonight, and Jamila Bonner gave us tons of energy. I thought when things were not going well, we counted on JB to get something done on both sides of the ball. And she really pulled this team back together. So, and then we saw that, pretty much the whole time she was in the game. But I liked how our team played the second half, and we look to continue to build off this half with our defense, allowing us to travel through this tournament.
Questions for the student athletes, please. And wait for the microphone to get to you. Thank you.
Jamila, just talk about the energy seemed to be pretty focused this game. How would you kind of describe, the tournament? Did you feel like it kind of, you were more focused, more locked in this game?
Yes, I did. I was excited. I'm really excited to be here and to win the championship. So I feel like this tournament is way bigger than the season games. So, yes, I feel like I was really locked in.
Yeah, specifically on defense, what were you guys doing so well to cause Missouri State, some troubles?
Just our ball pressure and being in the passing lane and denying them and don't let them get the ball. Try not to let them get to the rim.
Yeah, and Coach mentioned when the team went through some lulls, you were there offense and defense. Did you kind of sense that when the team needed a pick-me-up, something like that? Or did you really want to provide that?
Yeah, I feel like that's my role on the team, so I just continue to give the team energy and just continue to hype them up so they can be prepared for the next play.
Yeah. And Kelsey, can you describe the energy Jamila does give you guys when she's out there flying around?
She's a big boost of energy. Even when things aren't going our way and the momentum swinging against us, we always can look towards JB and feed off her defensively and even offensively. If things aren't going her way, she's always upbeat, and it's really good for the team.
Yeah, and specifically the defense, another good game from you guys. Is it just back to normal? What did it feel like out there?
It's good. It feels like good team chemistry. Everyone's flying around, getting in passing lanes, pressuring full court. It feels good.
Yeah, and Alex, sort of the same thing with Jamila. When she's out there making plays, what does that do for you guys?
I think it makes it easy on all of us just to get up and off our person, get up the lane, just help her out because she's working hard for us on the ball. So I feel like we just feed off her energy and we just go with that.
Especially on offense, like she had a good understanding when to attack, when to pull up. When she's, playing like that on offense, it's a pretty big lift for you especially, right? Open things up.
Yeah, it's good. It's something that she's been working on in the film room, and it showed today. She was aggressive. She got what she wanted, and that's what happened.
Yeah, and your guys' defense, 27 turnovers. To get back to that, just talk about what did it feel like out there in the moment on the court?
It felt good. It felt like we were making them speed up and doing things that they didn't want to do, and that's our whole thing about being a defensive team is dictating and not letting them do what they want to do.
Yeah, and just to get here to win the first one, get that one out of the way, just talk about what the emotions, the feelings are like after this first one.
I'm probably getting a little bit of the nerves out and just realizing that you have to play each game one at a time, and you move and go on. We win and go on.
Yeah, and to get some of the younger teammates out there, to get them experience, How good was that, just to save your guys' legs, to get them experience?
I think it gave them confidence because, as everybody knows, when you get to the championship game, they pretty do a good job on taking out your starters. So it's about your role players coming in, being aggressive, and knowing what they need to do.
There's no further questions for the student athletes. You all are dismissed.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Go ahead.
Careful. Okay. Thank you.
And you may now direct questions towards Coach Adams.
Coach, I mean, you mentioned just the energy by JB. It looked like she was a lot more. I mean, that energy was funneled into, I mean, a lot of positive plays. How would you kind of describe the difference in that today?
I think JB's the kind of kid that big time games, you know, she's ready for the big time stage. She just, and every game's big time to her. I think coming into this tournament, you know, it's a kid that wants to prove something. She doesn't like number 2. That's why you love her as a coach. She wants to be number 1. She will only settle for being number 1. And, you know, sometimes her tenaciousness and her pit in her, you know, sometimes it's so much, you know, it can hurt you at times. So you have to really, you know, manage that, control that as much as you can. Sometimes you'll see she'll be so passionate about getting it done. She'll try to play all 5 positions for you on both sides of the ball. And but as a coach, it's a great thing to have to handle or have to manage. But I mean, without her, you know, I don't even want to think about it.
Yeah, just the difference she adds. I mean, last year when you guys made that run,
Yeah.
what's that extra kind of thing that she gives you guys this year?
It's just hard. It's just passion. It's why you play the game. I mean, she loves it. You know, it's done so much for her in her life. And when you have somebody that has passion and play with heart and they're invested, I mean, they're in. They're like, what you want? I will do whatever. She's a kid that's old school. You want me to do that? You want me to run through the wall? What do you want me to do? She'll do it. Bottom line, no questions asked.
Yeah, and has she changed the identity of this team just
Sure.
being out there?
Yes, she's very different. She's very different from them. Not to say that is not in them, that tenaciousness, but it doesn't come out. She lives it like that. I mean, her life is, okay, well, let's go get it done today. I mean, that's how she lives her life. She brings it out of them. She'll bring it out of Alex. She'll bring it out of Kelsey and Michelle. So, but there's nobody like her on our team. She's very special.
Yeah, and to get back to, I mean, the defense, just to get the first one out of the way, how important was that just for the team psyche?
Yeah, I mean, I think you always see the first game jitters. You know, it's a tough game. It's tough to get into a flow, and you know, you don't want to take away from what Missouri State and giving them credit, but you just know how that first game's going to be. You know, at this point, it's win and move on. However you win, you just got to win and move on. But I'm proud of, you know, how we handled some adjustments, how we handled our half-time talk, and some things I asked both offensively and defensively for us to get done. And they took control of that and continued to pressure and play tough defense.
Yeah, I mean, the points off the turnovers, I mean, 26, right back where you said you were averaging. But really, I thought the team, the half-court offense, you see some encouraging signs there.
Sure. You know, I think when, you know, we're making 3 passes or more against the zone, we continue to stretch it out. And we want to be able to do that. You know, we did a nice job with them at home on last Sunday, stretching it, you know, in and out and sharing the ball. But when we're 3 to 4 passes, I think we get better shots and we get into a better rhythm offensively. So we've just got to stick to that and not be so quick to pull the trigger, even though it is a good look at the rim for us.
Time for maybe one more question.
Yeah, Coach, it looked like you guys kind of made a living against Missouri State and turning them over this year in the 3 matchups and converting those into points and did it again tonight. Is that something you've had success with then all season as an advantage? against
Talking about
teams?
against Missouri State, or are you talking about with everyone?
Oh, in general.
You know, you look at the first round and you look at our scores, you know, we're winning 20 and 30 points, and you give our defense that credit in the style that we play. Our defense typically generates close to 30 points a game. When we were losing, it was only generating 12. So we were standing around defensively. We decided to take a hiatus, and we took a little small break on the second round, and you know, I don't know why. We just did, and I couldn't get them back up on their toes. But finally there at the end, they let me get them back on their toes, and that's the grind. You know, that's a couple players being injured, not being able to fly around like we want to fly around. I mean, we work a lot on flying around and Xing off of people's decisions, whether they commit to. So we're Xing out all the time and changing men half court, you know, defense, full court defense. And that's just, you know, like I said, that's how we play. And it's tough. It's tough how we play. You got to be in great shape. You got to have a certain mentality to play the way we do. But it's our philosophy, and that's how we recruit.
Great. Thank you, Coach.
Thank you, guys.
Harper, along with student athletes Hannah Wilkerson, Desiree Phillips, and Bree Snow. Again, we'll follow the same format, an opening statement from the coach, followed by questions for the student athletes. They'll then be dismissed, and then we'll take questions from the coach. So start us off with an opening statement.
Last game of the season was never easy. I remember mine. I remember the last game of my career, and it's a gut-wrenching feeling. So I know what these three young ladies are going through right now. Really proud of our players for coming out and competing, and for a long period of time really executing a game plan, for having a lot of faith in their coaching staff and a lot of belief that they could have some success. We're disappointed that we're not playing tomorrow. Obviously, Wichita State is a terrific basketball team. They're very good on the defensive end, and they have very talented players on the offensive end. They're a tough matchup.
Take questions for the student athletes now.
Andy, you guys put it down to their kind of late in the second half, and you had a couple chances to maybe time or take the lead with the three. Would it have been huge for you guys to get a bucket, at least get it even if not take the lead?
Yeah, definitely. They played really hard. They got on a run there, and they didn't really let up. It was there, but just came up short.
If you all wouldn't mind waiting for the microphone. Thank you.
If each of you could just address, it seems like, you all stepped up tonight as seniors. Talk about that feeling on the court of not wanting the season to end, not wanting your careers to end, and giving it all you have.
Shoot.
We knew going into this game that we were going to have to play hard. Wichita State is a tough basketball team, and we knew that we were going to have to come out and compete. We gave it what we had. The team fought. Everybody fought. And, we're proud of our team. We competed. We showed that we can compete. And those girls are going to come back strong next year. Just keep our heads up. We do what we can. It just came up short.
Yeah, I have to agree with Bree said. I think we went all out. We played our heart out. We didn't give up. And like she said, we came up short, and we're not going to give up next year.
I mean, the whole tournament, we knew any game could be our last, and I think we played every game like it was our last. And I'm proud of what our team has done. Maybe we didn't have the best season, but we've had a lot of great times, like, beating Mizzou. That's big for us. And, I mean, that's stuff that us three will never forget. And the team is going to come out next year, and they're going to work hard. And I know they will. And I know our coaches are going to work them hard. And I know they're hurting just as bad as we are. And they're going to work hard, and they'll be just fine.
Bree, how tough is it to just face their pressure? That's 27 turnovers tonight and 27 the last time you faced them. Is it something that they do that gives you guys trouble?
Wichita State, like I said, is a good basketball team. They're aggressive. They feed a lot off of their defense, and we knew that coming into the game. It's just a matter of handling it. You have to give credit where it's due. Their defense was good. We just had to take care of the ball.
Desiree, it seemed like whenever you guys would get on a run, they would adapt, and then they would go on a run, and then you guys would adapt. What was that feeling like of just going back and forth the entire time of keeping it close a lot of the game?
I just felt like, they scored. We have to turn around and come back down the court and try to score and just stay after it defensively and offensively. I mean, we just couldn't get, what am I trying to say? My bad, I'm sorry. We couldn't get aroused because they scored. We just had to keep, down the court. I'm done. And that's all.
Okay, we'll go ahead and dismiss the student athletes.
On that note.
Thank you.
Thanks for everything.
And we'll take some questions for Coach Harper now.
Coach, can you just talk about, again, like I asked Bree, their pressure? Is there anything that they do that gives you guys trouble when you're trying to bring it up the court against them?
Well, I think that's what they do. I think they pick you up and guard you one-on-one. They bring traps from different areas, and it's constant. When you're not getting trapped, you're expecting to get trapped. And I thought we did some good things. Obviously, we actually had some turnovers in the half court in this game that we didn't get to in the last game. We turned it over in the back court. But, we knew that it was going to be a challenge for us to handle the basketball with low turnovers. Thought we had stretches where we did a really nice job of it. But they're pretty relentless for 40 minutes.
Seemed like you guys were making a little bit of a comeback, and then you had that stretch where Bree picked up her 4th foul. You guys had 3 offensive fouls in a very short amount of time. How big was that moment for your team in the grand scheme of the game?
I thought that was huge. We cut it down in the second half, and we're making a little bit of a run, and then we start fouling and putting them on the free throw line. The difference was we weren't making our free throws, and they were making theirs. And, if you want to win against a really good basketball team, you have to take advantage of every opportunity that they give you. And for us, we were being aggressive in the second half and attacking, but we weren't being able to either finish or get to the free throw line and make our free throws. So, that's obviously, that was on us.
If you had one thing to change in your game plan to play them tomorrow, what would it be?
I don't know. We'd really have to reevaluate where the breakdowns happened. I thought our game plan was really solid. And I thought our players believed in it. And, for a long period of time, they executed. I thought had we came in at halftime and said 90% of the time we were executing our game plan, and the other 10% they were scoring. I thought defensively we had a pretty good game plan. Offensively, we're a little bit limited with some of our personnel in our versatility and what we can do. You know, the biggest thing really, I thought we just fouled too much in the second half.
Coach, every team has adversity. It seems like you guys have had more than your fair share with losing players to big key players to injuries. What has it been like as a coach going down this stretch and seeing how your players respond to that adversity? What's that been like for you?
Well, it's been an adventure this year. We've had thing I talked to our team about, we've had some hills and valleys, and they never gave up. You know, they kept fighting and they kept believing in what we were asking them to do. We didn't always execute game plans, and we didn't always make the right play, but they were really trying. And it would have been very, very easy for this team to have quit on us. I thought we had 1 week late in the season, and we had some bad practices, and we were a little low in our confidence level, but we got it back. And that's a pretty big testament to the type of team that we have. I mean, they were pretty resilient. And, you know, honestly, other than 1 week in the season, that team came to practice every single day, and I'm grateful for that because I enjoyed this season. I know you look at the record and, you know, it's not what we had hoped, it's not what we had envisioned, but I really did enjoy coaching this team, and I think we made a lot of strides, and hopefully we established some things culturally for our program moving on.
Obviously, you guys at this tournament didn't end the way you guys were hoping for, but how valuable was it to be able to experience that win and get this experience in the tournament for the girls who are coming back next year?
I think that it is really important that all of our returning players understand how big this is, how big the conference tournament is, and what this is all about. This is another level, and I think that's something we're still learning. And I want to make sure that they walk away from this with a different understanding and a great comprehension of what March Madness is all about and how important it is to be peaking at the right time so that when we get here next year, we are rolling. There's a lot of lessons to be had coming out of this weekend.
Probably time for one last question.
I guess what's next now going forward into the off season for you guys?
Wow. Yeah, we will give our players a little time off to decompress, to be students, take care of some things academically, and the next step will be to get them back in the weight room, and then we'll get back out on the court, and it'll be a process. They need some time off, but on the other hand, they're Division I athletes. Division I athletes are accustomed to working out. And I think the off season needs to be a lot of individualized work. I think we have got to really be committed to improve. Our returners have to be very committed to improve. That's how your basketball team gets better. Your returners get better. That's an important piece moving forward.
Thank you, Coach.